you're doing. And as long as you open the door and be more acceptable to those kind of suggestions, I will love it. So I hope you will be successful in what you're attempting to do.
Thank you very much. I will certainly confirm that we are really open to that. We're sincere. Maybe just some kind of a caveat, maybe, but just to say that I hope not everyone also expects that every recommendation and suggestion will be adopted. But I assure you the process will be there because, as I said, it's really, we will have to manage this. We'll have to see how far it is practical to do so. But I am certainly excited to hear many more radical ideas and see how we can integrate them into the community. And actually, many of the things we're doing have been relatively radical for its time. I mean, rapid, massive, and urgent evangelization was a bit radical for many, and really going all out. But yes, thank you, and feel free, because we would like the process to go to every area, where every member can have a venue and, to ventilate, and we will bring suggestions, and somehow we're able to collate this information, and I hope we can do a good job out of it, so that everything can somehow be considered to the extent practical in what we would like to do. Thank you again.
Good morning, Brother John.
Good morning,
my name is Manny. M-A-N-N-Y, not M-O-N-E-Y. Welcome to North Carolina, and you and Sister Baby Lou are always welcome to visit us anytime.
Thank you.
And just to let you know that we, especially here in Charlotte, we will continue to embrace our mission and vision in CFC. My question is, two questions actually, just to have a closure. I think you're the right person who can explain to us. Just give us an explanation. Why did Brother Frank Padilla resign as a member of CFC? And secondly, was it his intention when he resigned to create a new group? And thirdly, as I said, we and my wife have been a member for CFC for 10 years now. We came from the north, from New York. And I heard a lot of stories, a lot of leaders from the other side calling all leaders to be part of their group, especially now, presently they're using our YFCs to be part of their group, which is not fair. If you just can explain to us, what's the reason for all these things? Thank you, Brother.
Looking at my watch, I don't know if I can condense everything. But of course, let me try to answer that to the best I can. Although I guess the best person to ask that is Frank himself, and he has actually explained the reasons why he resigned. Okay. There were, let me see, okay, I'll try to condense it as best as I can. For about 2-3 years now, there have been tensions building up within the council, within CFC, and the tensions were largely brought about by the growing work in GK. And every good thing, every program that is active brings tension, and not necessarily negative tensions. Healthy, dynamic tension sometimes is very good for us. But I think that was building up and was beginning to affect our relationships in the council. But I'd like to really credit the council because we have always tried to address these tensions in the way that we have been taught to address them in our community. We have so many teachings on, how to deal with disagreements and etc. And by far we have been able to successfully address these tensions and move on. Although we feel that it was not completely, it will take time for it to be completely addressed, but we were able to survive and more than just really survive, but able to handle all these tensions and conflicts. We discussed that in our council meetings, we discussed that in our household meetings. And, well, okay, some things happened that began to make us feel that things were getting out of control. I mean, there were other forces that were at work that we could no longer really handle, particularly the persons concerned. And I'm referring to particularly the time in early February of this month, of this year, when the Philippine Daily Inquirer, which is the biggest newspaper in the Philippines, awarded our brother Tony Melodo the award of Filipino of the Year. That's a tremendous honor, and principally because of the work in GK. And for many of us, we share the pride, we share the honor, because as Brother Chris was saying, in many instances, Tony would always credit the thousands of unknown volunteers for GK, honor them to be the real group that has brought GK to where it is. Anyway, but that kind of honor to Tony did not sit well with one particular person who wrote the Daily Inquirer a letter to the editor saying, "Why are you giving this award to Tony? He is not the founder of GK. It should be given to all the CFC volunteers, etc." That letter was written by a person named Sandra Soto, who is the sister of Jerry Padilla, the wife of Frank. Sandra lives in New York and is not part of the community. So naturally, well, I think we can understand why Tony probably felt that Jerry might have had something to do, maybe indirectly, with the letter of her sister. Of course, again, that was a point that we discussed in the council, in the fraternal group, and Jerry